Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about my binder and what's inside it. I know that sometimes people make videos about the design of their binder, so I'll talk about that really quickly. I just took an adult coloring book and then colored it in and cut it out in a Mickey shape. Pasted it onto a piece of craft paper and then wrote Saska's Disney CRP on top. So mine was really simple, nothing much to talk about there. But something I do want to talk about is all of the stuff that I have in my binder. So at this point, it is quite full. I'm 2 days away from leaving for my CRP, so this is kind of the final draft. I first started this binder about 2 months before my CRP, and I wasn't quite sure at the time what I was going to be putting in this binder, but you will find that as you get closer to your start date, Disney's going to be sending you a lot of documents that are important to have printed out, so it is a really good idea to get it started as soon as kind of you get accepted. So my binder has 9 different dividers, so I'm going to just break it down under each divider and what I have it labeled as, and then break down within those dividers what specifically I have in my binder. The first divider that I have is my identification. So I'm actually keeping my passport, my birth certificate, my Canadian social insurance number, my American social insurance number because I already have one of those, as well as a copy of my passport and my old Disney ID. The next divider is my Q1 visa forms. So right now I just have my petition for my Q1 visa. Because I am Canadian, I don't have my visa yet. We don't have to do a meeting with the consulate, and we just get our visa once we actually cross the border. So after I've crossed the border, if they give me anything else to do with my Q1 visa, then I will be putting that within that divider. But for right now, I just have my I-797 form. The next divider I have in here is for my J1 visa forms. So I have everything from when I did my cultural exchange program, which at the time was called the International College Program. So the J1 visa is the visa for that one. If you have not done any other Disney programs, then you don't really need to worry about this divider. I'm just including these just in case they inquire about my last visa when I'm crossing the border. The next divider I have is called Disney Communications. So in this divider I have my acceptance letter, which I will need to show at the border. I've also, just for safety, printed off the acceptance email that they sent to me, as well as my dorms paperwork and my travel itinerary that Disney sent to me this week. The next divider is travel insurance. So I have my copy of confirmation of travel insurance. You do have to buy medical insurance for the first 120 days and show proof of that insurance to be able to cross into the US on this visa. Disney does not provide medical insurance for the first 120 days of your program, so make sure you have your confirmation of your insurance, and I also printed out the brochure that tells me everything that is offered within my travel insurance. I decided to go through Manulife, which was a personal decision, and I only decided to do the first 120 days. However, if I do decide that I wanted to extend this insurance rather than investing in the Disney insurance, I have that option as well. If you wanted more information about why I chose the insurance company that I did, then you are welcome to comment on the video below, and I'd be happy to discuss that with you. The next section in my binder is called auto documents. So I actually only recently bought a car. I bought a car about a month ago so that I could drive down to Disney and have a car for the year. So this contains my car loan and insurance information, my payment schedule, anything that's really important for me to know while I'm in the US. The next section of my binder is called banking information. So I actually closed the bank accounts that I already had and opened a new bank account through TD Canada Trust. They have an option so that you can open a US TD account. They actually do have TD in the US, and you're able to transfer funds back and forth between your US and your Canadian accounts. Now, I've done a direct deposit for my auto loan payments and my auto insurance, and that's coming out of my Canadian account. So I already have some money in there, but I will be able to transfer from the US into my Canadian account once I get down to Florida. I don't intend to use this account instead of the Citibank card that Disney's going to be giving me when I arrive. I'm just going to be taking money out of the Citibank and then putting it towards my TD so that I can pay my loans back home, because unfortunately when you go to Disney you don't stop having loan payments or bill payments, which is not magical, but it's reality. So that's how I've decided to deal with it. And again, if you'd like any more information about the banking that I went with or what I chose, then then feel free to comment below. The next section of my binder is travel documents. So in this section I have my route that I'm going to be taking for Ontario to Orlando, and I also have my hotel confirmations and just any other pertinent information for the actual travel to get to Florida. Just for verification reasons and because you never really know when your phone's gonna die or if you can't get into your email for whatever reason, it's just best to have hard copies of these. So the last section of my binder is just called Miscellaneous. So I will be able to add anything that doesn't fit into the pre-mentioned categories once I'm in Disney if I get any other important documents. Right now in this category I only have my police check that I already sent to Yummy Jobs, but I have the hard copy here, as well as a form from Service Ontario so that I can let them know once I arrive there that I'm going to be out of the country and out of the province and not to cancel my Ontario health insurance. So this is something that I read about online that I didn't really think about before I was leaving, but I went to Service Ontario to let them know that I was going to be out of the country. They told me that I needed a copy of a letter that was signed by someone within the company, and it wasn't allowed to be like a photocopy or something I printed off from an email. So I have an envelope that they told me to put that letter in, as well with a copy of my passport and this signed form. If you go to your Service Ontario location or any other location in Canada, I'm sure they'll be able to help you out and let you know if there's any requirements for you to not be considered ineligible for your Canadian health insurance. So that's it. That's what I've got in my CRP binder. If you have any questions about anything that I've mentioned, then please list that in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer those. If you have any feedback for me, you think I've forgotten anything, then please let me know as soon as possible. I will be taking off to Disney in 2 days, and I hopefully will be vlogging quite a bit of that. So feel free to hit subscribe if you'd like to keep up with that, and I will see you real soon. Thanks for watching.